I was very fortunate to be able to do those three sports, and kind of what got me involved first was really way back when I was in elementary school at Wilson. I set the school record for 600-yard run. I go, hey, I can run long distance, so then back then was a long distance. And then at Central Junior High, we had an intramural wrestling. I didn't know anything about wrestling, but a guy came up and talked to me afterwards, and I found out it was Coach Smith. He says, you ought to maybe consider, continuing wrestling. And that's what got my seed planted for that. But I was fortunate enough to be captain of the cross-country team, set a school record in the 2-mile run in track. And then in wrestling, we had a really good team, and I wrestled 120, even though I was only weighing in at 112. Wrestled 112, won districts, and so I was really thrilled with what happened there in high school.
So Gus, you were the first 3-sport varsity letter winner at SIUE, which is quite an accomplishment in itself. How special is it that you have bestowed that honor?
I didn't even realize at the time, because I just naturally did 3 sports in high school, didn't think about it when I went to college, except for can you make it on the college level. Very successful, lucky, and fortunate that in wrestling I ended up being the captain of one most valuable, and also one most valuable in cross country, and then later intercollegiate athlete of the year.
What made you so dominant as a cross country, wrestling, and track student athlete?
I think there I'd have to contribute it to discipline. I was always driven, and goal setting, but definitely in my discipline.
What did you most enjoy about coaching student athletes?
When I think about that, it's had to do with what we could accomplish together. On the high school level, and even on the college level, you're trying to gain the athlete's trust, and so that's so important, and have them believe in what how you're trying to get them to become a better runner or a better wrestler. First of all, I got to thank Tim Moran. I got to meet him. When I found out that they were Granite City High School was honoring and recognizing past students who'd been in the military. That's how I first met him. And then I found out later he did a little work on research on me and said, oh, I guess you were quite an athlete at one time. So that was great. So when I found out it was going to happen, I was really just honored that he was interested. And so I definitely have to thank him first, and the committee, yourselves, others who made this possible. It means a lot to me. Without a doubt, my college coach, John Flamer, he was a real instrument of helping me develop as a runner. And then Coach Smitty, who doesn't have a great story with Smitty? He's the one that, again, I keep my fitness going. What struck me about him is he was the one who really did walk the talk and all that, because he ran, he worked out, and that was an example of like, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be a coach that I also just don't tell my kids to do this, I do this too.